Welcome back to our videos. This is going to be about portfolios. Portfolios are a great way to get our students thinking about what they're learning and thinking about where they are at in their learning. So we're going to talk about how we use portfolios in our class so that students are assessing their own learning based on evidence. Let's take a look.
All right, so we have these portfolios broken into 3 different sections because we wanted the students to really think about their content, what they were learning about in that unit. We wanted them to think about the science practices, how they were learning and how they were learning what they were learning.
Yeah, it's a good metacognitive strategy because it really helps students to think about and reflect on what they know and don't know.
So for the content standards, we have one of these for each unit. What you are looking at right now is the portfolio for the Earth's climate unit. So first we broke down what did they learn, right? What can they tell you about the different topics throughout the unit? And then we really wanted students to think about their work. What is an assignment they completed that they are really proud of? What is an assignment that they completed that shows they have learned something? And then finally, we felt it was really important for students to grade themselves. So here we come back to that standards-based grading rubric. And we want students to give themselves a score. We want them to be able to say, based on what I feel like I have learned, based on the quality of the work that I have completed, this is the grade I feel I deserve. We ask students to talk about why they chose these assignments and why these assignments show that they have learned something, because we wanted our students to move away from thinking that completing an assignment was the same thing as receiving a good grade on an assignment. We wanted them to start thinking about what actually went into each thing they did throughout a unit. They repeat the same process for the science practice standards. Here, we ask students to choose 1 or 2 science practices. If you want them focusing on a specific science practice, you can delete this table and only include the practice that they are focusing on. But, you know, ideally throughout one unit, students are doing multiple practices. So we wanted them to choose what they were focusing on. And again, here we have some frames so they can begin to think about which assignment shows this practice and why did they choose that assignment. And then again, the rubric, so they can grade themselves on this practice. And then finally, we included an additional page that you can choose to keep if you are incorporating the National Geographic Learning Framework into your classroom. We decided to only focus on the learning framework skills for this portfolio because we felt that these were things that students were actively doing. So they can choose this unit. I really think I improved on my communication, right? Why is communication important in science? And each unit, they can focus on 1 or 2 different framework skills. And then again, give themselves a score, right? Do they think that this is something that they're really, really good at, that they're succeeding at? Do they think that this is something that they are starting at? Anything else?
I think it's very important to start off using these frames in blue because it helps them get an idea. If you want to also create an example, you can for the different units that they can use as an example. But remember, these are important to reflect about. We did not grade this final page in our class, the green ones. We only focused on the disciplinary core, the orange, and the blue one, which is the science practices, because that is the standards for our class, which is Next Generation Science Standards. The National Geographic Learning Framework skills are critical to reflect upon those. So we still made sure students did that so they can reflect on those skills that they're learning. This doesn't have to be a Google Doc if you don't like that. It could be a Google form. It could be a Google slide. It could be a conversation. So this is just a framework to approach metacognitive skills, reflective skills, and showing evidence of your learning.
Right, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.